So, 2 years ago, a human by the name of Brian of David Gilbert tried to learn the unknowable. And as he dug closer to the truth, he slowly lost himself, becoming consumed by the eternal question, true form of the great consumer, Kirby. However, in the end, despite getting so close, he gave up and concluded that Kirby was just a funny little guy. Or did he? Could it be that Brian David Gilbert saw a glimpse of the truth and decided that this knowledge must remain hidden to all humanity, lest its unfathomable nature enters the minds of mortals and curiosity turns to obsession and madness, forever condemning any fool who seeks the deep knowledge to an eternal torment, as they fail to comprehend a mere fraction of the thoughts and nature of the great old ones, those who live beyond the stars, and the endless void between the light, within the fringes of reality, cold, beyond, and truly, unquestionably infinite. Look, all I'm saying is this is the face of a man who has seen beyond the veil and was like, damn, that's a thought for another day. I'm gonna go make ABBA remixes. Now, is it silly to imply that Kirby is a baby great old one? Yes. Moving on. Next question. What do we know about Kirby? He's round, he's pink, and eat. That's basically it. The games don't really go into much detail beyond that. So, you know what that means. Speculation of wildly disconnected ideas forming a chaotic web of thought spaghetti that I'm gonna just jab a whole fork in and see what happens. Now keep in mind that a lot of these ideas are gonna be built on other speculations. Like, if this thing is true, then that would make such and such this kind of thing. Kind of like an imaginary house of cards built of more and more ephemeral suits until at the top we've got the Joey Wheeler of pizza with a slice missing. But follow along and I'll show you how we got there. And hopefully, don't cause mind-splitting madness along the way. Also, tangentially, there seems to be a lot of discussion on what constitutes canonicity in the Kirby universe, and I'm basically gonna ignore that. All Kirby is all good. It's all going into the theory soup. So, Nintendo has been intentionally vague about the details of Kirby. Perhaps because such knowledge has broken the minds of several employees and such knowledge has been banned from discussion. Or it could just be because the games are about eat food, become a friend, and setting your main character's backstory wouldn't influence all games in the future, and so Nintendo made the decision not to deal with all that and just focus on the same game that's always given it a small twist, because that makes money. Do I look like a fucking capitalist? I'm gonna have to take every scrap of tangential info on Kirby to craft this theory, because apparently, what Kirby's species, biology, and cellular structure aren't important enough to make games on. Give me the Kirby Operation game, Nintendo! I need to know what organs Kirby has! I've picked out a couple of things that have been sprinkled in throughout the Kirby franchise, including the anime. I don't care how canon you think it is, remember, the ephemeral spaghetti or whatever contrived metaphor I used. Meta Knight. A chivalrous rival / ally who seems to take on more of a martial instructor role, testing Kirby to make sure this little pink puff has the tough stuff to rough up bad things. Let's see what's underneath that mask. Oh, would you look at that? It's a Kirby! Yeah, this is a pretty well-known little tidbit of Kirby lore, that Meta Knight is very Kirby-shaped, but has never been expanded upon beyond the oopsie whoopsie gets a little shy. But I think it's fair to say that there is a high chance that they are related in some way. And if not, who knows? Maybe Orb with oval feet is just a convergent, evolved cosmic body plan. There's this warrior called Galactonite, said to be one of the most powerful warriors in the entire galaxy, who was sealed away for being so terrifyingly strong. Now obviously, this funny fella looks strikingly like Meta Knight, so much so that I believe it fair to say that they've gotta be the same species. So if Kirby is the same species as Meta Knight, then by some math analogy, Kirby is related to one of the most powerful beings in the Kirby universe. No idea about the wings though. Although Kirby did get wings in Star Allies and they were literally made of friendship. So, actually, about Star Allies, Void Termina, the final boss of the game, has a form that looks awfully a lot like Kirby. Basically, it's a godlike, omnipresent, multi-dimensional entity of pure negative energy. You know, your average aberration. There's this other series of lore videos around Kirby by the RPG monger that talk about possible connections to Void and Kirby. I'm just gonna take his word for it and slap this in another triangle of the Illuminati House of Cards and declare that they're either a popular interpretation or what a pop star Kirby is. He's an abhorrent, outer, planar creature. Who defines what is good and what is evil? Does the gazelle look at the African wild dog and see the devil? Does the vulture care who dies as long as it gets fed? Do salmon see the bear the same way we see a CEO? If a dolphin had fists, do you think it would murder Elon Musk? I'm getting off track. If we were to ever encounter a sentient alien species, they, like us, would mostly be concerned with one thing. Golly, I sure hope these f***ers don't kill us! Cause turns out, a species is mostly concerned with its own survival. Cause that's kind of how natural selection works and all. So when the alien species is like, hey, can we implant our larval stage into your children's brains? Cause that's the only way we reproduce. Is that really evil? Aberrations are a class of D&D monsters, based on the eldritch horrors featured in H.P. Lovecraft's books, who, quite famously now, was a big racist. I'm gonna give you one guess as to what his cat's name is, and also, I will not be featuring the name on this Kirby lore video. Lovecraft's writing, his fear of these horrifying creatures from somewhere else, who have come to infiltrate and be dangerous to society, were fueled by his pretty obvious xenophobia. So, when we take a look at any modern interpretations inspired by Lovecraft, we have to make sure we aren't judging the alien creatures based on appearance and spatial origin, but instead on the fact that they just fucking murder or make slaves of literally everyone they come across. The minds of aberrations and other similar extraplanar creatures are an enigma. They have goals and thought processes that a human simply cannot physically comprehend. That is why when people try to do deep research on them, they tend to go a little mad. So, what about Kirby? This little pink boy ball of joy could be holding a dark... No, just straight up, I can just tell you without a doubt. Kirby's heart is light. Through his actions and other characters' thoughts, we get a very clear picture that Kirby is, inarguably, a good boy. I bring up the unfathomable nature of aberrations and other eldritch horrors because there's this depth of emotion these creatures have. Alien thoughts and incalculable feelings that do well to make terrifying, powerful monsters that are fun for the whole party to fight. But it's led me to wonder, what if one of these bad boys just wanted a friend? All those unfathomable thoughts instead focused on a desire for friendship, and I think you'd end up with something exactly like Kirby. As far as what Kirby is, I think thematically it would be appropriate that Kirby is some sort of literal star child. Born from a supernova, condensed down to a singular point. You know, a black hole, but magic! Incorporating anything it sucks into itself, exactly like the copy abilities Kirby has. And if it does turn out that Meta Knight is also one of these star creatures, perhaps this means that once they become an adult, they settle on a particular ability, losing the copy skills in favor of, I don't know, coherent language? In any case, the Kirby games have this buck-wild habit of making their final bosses some sort of horrifying abomination, so it's not that far off to bring in the Cthulhu mythos. I'm not the crazy one here! In a game series where the main planet is a giant yellow star, and yet also has varied environments. Explain that, flat earthers! Kirby being a magical black hole is par for the course. First, draw a circle. Then you dot the I's, add a great big smile, and presto. It's an abomination. Kirby is an unfathomable, powerful, and extremely shaped, and most importantly, your best friend. Also, I think that would qualify Kirby to be a Warlock's patron. Yo, send out one of those Star Rod beams for my Eldritch Blast. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm 100% doing this next time. My Kenku alchemist dies. Oh, hello, King in Yellow. Have you met my sugar son? I just sent him strawberry shortcakes and he lets me do this. Pew, 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 pew. Thank you for watching. This was a silly little video. My cat kept trying to interrupt the entire time. Anyways, if you want to see videos similar to this one, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Just tell me if you really like the content I make. I also have my live 2D conventions up. Look at all the motions I have on this. Wow. Anyways, I want to especially thank Bree, Chris, The Rollin' Thunder, Fairy Tarzana, Radar Love, and Eva for their continued support on my Patreon. If you'd like to join my Patreon and see all the cool tiers and rewards and get discounts on commissions like this live 2D commission, if you wanted to commission me for live 2D commissions like this, then head on over to patreon.com/Cosby and look at all the tiers and slap one of those bad boys and give me some money so I can pay rent. Anyways, bye!